Hello audience, and welcome to my first installment in the Monogatari Vlogs, for me covering the first installment of the series, Bakemonogatari. And in order of that, as you can see, I am doing the infamous shaft head tilt. And it really hurts my neck. Oh god, this is a mistake. Excuse me while I go get a chiropractor or something, I don't know. Oh god. Oh, that hurts. Oh, Jesus. Now, before I get into the whole Bake side of things, a bit of history for those who don't know. So the Monogatari series started out as a series of light novels written by Nishio Isin, and they followed the adventures of Koyomi Araragi, as he meets various women who all suffer some weird oddity or apparition and basically kind of helps cure their problems, mostly. And he also has a long-running relationship with his every lovely girlfriend and best girl Senjuga. Yeah, that's right, best girl. Fight me, mate. And well, as for me getting into this series, it was sort of a complicated matter on that, because at first I was kind of against going into it and watching it at all. Mostly because I was kind of against how kind of overly sexualized and perverted it was. I mean, one of the things that kind of made me turn against it was Demo's video where it was the Lolicon PSA video where he started getting into the weirdly sexual situations that Koyomi got into with some of the younger characters, and it was just kind of really awkward and just really turned me off. And for a while I was just like, I mean, some parts of this really do interest me, but I can't really get past all of this stuff, and you know what I'm getting at. And the thing that eventually turned me to, well, getting into the show is because a certain YouTuber, whatever. I'm sorry, this is a vlog, so it's kind of unscripted. I'm just doing this as it is to get my war feelings out, so yeah. Also an YouTuber friend of mine, Corey or Jonas, yeah. hey Jonas, you're probably watching this video now, so right? Yeah, kudos to you. Well, we had a long conversation on Twitter that ended up resulting in him, well, convincing me to give this series a try because he really likes it. So I figured, you know what, I can trust his word. I mean, he's great, he's pretty awesome. So yeah, I finally sat down and watched all of Bakemonogatari, all 15 episodes. So, let's get into it and discuss the wonders of Bakemonogatari, the very first installment of the Monogatari series. We have plenty more sequels for me to get into, and the infamous Kizumonogatari movies, which, you know, are like Half-Life 3, if Half-Life 3 actually came out. So, let's go. Originally aired back in 2009, Bakemonogatari, made up of 15 episodes, follows the, well, almost sort of the first adventures of Araragi and his various encounters with various girls, taking place after the events in which he became a vampire, then sort of just came back to being human, but had some vampire powers. That's the stuff covered in Kizumonogatari, which I'll get to when it all comes out here in Australia, because we can't get theatrical screenings of that movie here. Thanks a lot, Hanabi. And yeah, so every couple of episodes you get a different arc about Araragi, encountering one girl at a time, each with their own various oddity. And the very first one involves him encountering Hitagi Senjuga. Yeah, I'm pronouncing that right. Hitagi Senjuga. Where do I begin with Hitagi Senjuga? Well, the series opens up with, well, her running down the stairs, tripping, and then Koyomi catches her in his arms. And then he discovers that she weighs literally nothing. And then after some, well, complicated events, including him being threatened with, a box cutter in one mouth and a stapler in the other, he ends up deciding that, well, he's gonna help her out anyway, even though she just threatened him. And, well, he introduces her to a frankly very dank dude who wears a Hawaiian t-shirt named Mime Yoshino. Oh, Meme. Yeah, Meme, that's why he's a dank dude, okay? Okay, shut up. And, well, they end up helping her out with this oddity of hers, in which she was cursed by a crab spirit. And, well, after that it becomes a very interesting and complicated relationship between the two of them, in which there's just a lot of verbal banter, abusive words, and fun times to be had with Best Girl. And then afterwards, well, he encounters all the various other girls. And just excuse me to get my phone out so I can read out all the stuff. So the main 5 arcs of this series are made of Hitagi Crab, which focuses on Araragi, helping out Hitagi Senjuga with her crab problem. Then followed by Mayoi Snail, which he encounters the little girl named Mayoi Hachikuji, who has, well, problems of her own. Then there's Tsuruga Monkey, which he encounters Tsuruga Kanburu, one of the school's best known players of basketball and all that, who had a bit of an old friendship with Senjuga back in the day. Then there's Nautica Snake, which he encounters an old friend of his younger sister's, Nautica Sengoku, who has a snake problem of sorts. And lastly is Tsubasa Cat, in which Koyomi's classmate and mostly friend Tsubasa Hanakawa has a bit of a cat problem, to say the least. So yeah. And if you didn't realize by those titles, then, well, yeah, there's a bit of an animal theme going on around here, because, well, they've all been more or less cursed by animal spirits, or demons, or however you want to call them, they're oddities. And they all have special things about them that just sort of symbolize their, well, association with those animals. For examples, Senji Gahao, who was cursed by a crab, constantly holds around a stapler around, which is kind of like a crab claw, so snip snip. And, well, moving on from that, Mayuri has a giant backpack that looks like a snail shell. Tsuruga has a bandaged arm, which is meant to be the monkey's paw. Nadeko snake, Nadeko Sengoku. What does she have that was representing snakes? It was sort of just like her hair and clothes being sort of like snake skin, something along those lines. And Tsubasa Cat, well, what was representing her? It's a cat again. I'm sorry, I'm just really losing track here. Yeah, but Araragi is just, well, he deals with a lot of stuff, and for the majority of the show, he's just, well, being in a relationship with Senji Gahao and dealing with all these girls' problems and trying to learn to deal with things on his own. I mean, the second arc of the show, Mayuri Snail, has him dealing with the fact that he kind of just doesn't want to go home at the moment due to some confrontations with his younger sisters, and that sort of ties into the major plot of that. And there's actually a really, really good plot twist that happens at the end of Mayuri Snail that kind of puts a lot of stuff into perspective with that entire arc, and it's just really, really clever. But yeah, overall, Bakemonogatari is pretty, well, really, really good. I mean, I think it's probably less sexualized than I expected it to be, though I hear that the later sequels kind of get into it a bit more. But I still really, really enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, the characters are just really, really interesting, and probably one of the strongest points of this entire series. And, I mean, well, just the dialogue in general is just really, really gripping. I mean, they just make a lot of really clever word plays, even if you don't entirely get the whole Japanese side of things, that little cultural gap. And then they also have this really weird and kind of annoying thing for OCD people like me, where they have a lot of freeze frames of random pieces of text that, yeah, you could read if you're really, really obsessed enough, but you could just skip it over and probably avoid it anyway. But, well, I mostly managed to avoid most of them, but most of the episodes open up with this massive amounts of freeze frames, and I just had to keep pressing the spacebar constantly just to make sure I could be able to read them all. It's just massive amounts of spacebar abuse, and I'm surprised it survived after all of that. But they're really, really interesting how they really managed to implement that and kind of add to the atmosphere and moment and, well, feel and tone of the scenes that are following after it. And they kind of just, well, really make you really prepped up for the episode. And it's just really interesting, and it's really great, and it just, well, I think there's just a lot to really analyze that I can't really analyze for myself. I mean, I think Bakemonogatari and the rest of the Monogatari franchise are kind of stuff that's really primed for analysis in a way, because there's a lot of big conversations going around between these characters who are also multifaceted and have a lot of depth. And you can just read a lot into what these characters are saying in their conversations and just really understand what they're getting at and really get more about their characters through it. And that's really fascinating to me because when it comes to analyzing things, I'm not really big on it. I mean, for my sort of way of seeing how to analyze something is that there are certain pieces of work that are really meant for analysis, and there are certain pieces of work that just aren't. I mean, if there's something that just uses symbolism in the most straightforward way possible and you can analyze from that, then sure. But if there's something that tries really hard enough and isn't trying to be pretentious in a way that can really be read into and you can really get more about these characters than what isn't already being spelled out for you, then yeah, it's definitely ripe for analysis. I mean, how do I put it in a way? I mean, I think I compare it to, say, one of my absolute favorite episodes of South Park, if you want me to bring a show like that into a conversation about Monogatari and analysis, because, well, an episode of South Park called The Tale of Scotty McBoogerballs kind of goes into the whole idea of over-analyzing pieces of work that weren't really meant to be analyzed at all. I mean, the kids decide to try and make the most absolutely grossest, most vile book possible just because they wanted to. And once everyone else reads it, they all start reading into the plot and characters as if it's really, really deep and just really, really just important and all that, when it really wasn't the intention at all. And that's sort of how I feel about a lot of works. Like, some works just aren't meant to be analysed at all because there's nothing really worth analysing in there. I mean, sure, you could pull Death of an Author into me, or you could pull in some random conversations about Evangelion and religious symbolism, but that's just how I feel about this whole subject. And at the end of the day, I just feel that Bakemonogatari and whatever else is the Monogatari franchise I'm about to watch is really, really worth analysis. I mean, you can get so much about Araragi's character, Sejigahara's character, Nadeko's character, Tsubasa's character, and so on and so forth, just from a lot of the conversations they have. The constant verbal abuse being thrown back and forth at each other, and all that, and it's just really fascinating, and it really gets to the idea that, well, one of the strongest strengths of the show are the characters and dialogue, and they managed to really sell it incredibly well. And the animation and art is really abstract and just kind of minimalist in some ways. I mean, part of why there's a lot of freeze frame text and all that is because they're trying to just showing off scenes that they weren't really able to animate. There's a lot of just sort of like still frames or just these characters talking without too much. But they managed to give so much attention and detail to all the backgrounds and just the way that scenes are certainly shot. I mean, like, say for instance, like there's a whole scene like in the opening conversation between Araragi and Tsubasa, where you just kind of see from like Araragi's point of view of talking to Hanakawa, and he's just holding the pen like this, and we're seeing it all from his perspective. He's just messing around with the pen while and talking to her, and it's just a sort of odd way of just having this sort of casual conversation, just framing it in a way that keeps you interested. And that's part of how these conversations work. Even as they're constantly talking for almost like half the episode or the majority of the episode, the show just manages to keep finding ways to keep you interested just by how they frame a scene. And it's just really interesting and really well done. And it's something that just really kept my interest, as has with many of the other audience members who have watched this. And that's what really makes Monogatari work, and what makes Bakemonogatari work. And a lot that has to be said towards Shaft and Akiyuki Shinbo and the rest of the cast crew and cast attached. I mean, everyone's just great at it. I mean, this is the second Shaft show I've watched after Puella Magi Madoka Magica, and that's one of those favorite shows of mine. It's just like, yeah, I can see a lot of how the influence has gone between these two shows. I mean, it's just amazing and insane and just, wow. And yeah, as it stands, Bakemonogatari is one of the second couple of shows I've watched that's entirely in the original Japanese, because there's no dub existing for it. Because on Netflix decided it wasn't worth dubbing, and I can't really blame them considering how many word puns and constant amount of lip flaps and cultural differences there are in this dub. I mean, sure, a lot of stuff can get dubbed that are so that way, but I don't think it's entirely going to work for Bakemonogatari and the rest of the franchise. I mean, sure, the Kizumonogatari light novel got adapted into a audiobook, which is impressive enough as it is, and that's just so because it's an audiobook, so they don't have to worry too much about animation and lip flaps and all that. And well, I haven't had a chance to personally listen to it myself or read the actual Kizu book, which I've seen at stores a couple of places in the city, so who knows, maybe I'll pick it up, maybe I won't, who knows. I'm not someone who's really into reading light novels and manga unless I really, really want to. I mean, take for instance the fact that I Project Ito's Genocidal Organ from the City a couple of days ago, just because I really, really wanted to, and plus the movie adaptation of this isn't coming out for a while, so, you know, so I might as well give this a read, which I haven't yet, but I will soon. But they didn't have Harmony there yet, so I'm kind of disappointed, but I'll find it somewhere else. But yeah, so yeah, like I've been going on for about 10 minutes now for this vlog, and I've been giving out my raw thoughts and kind of just mumbling around a lot and all that. But all in all, I mean, Bakemonogatari as a stepping stone for me getting into the Monogatari franchise is pretty damn good. And I can definitely see why people love it a lot. Like, there's always this constant throwing around about it being too pretentious or maybe the conversations go on too long, but I really dug it. I really dug just the whole feel of the show, the characters, everything about it. I really like the fantastical side of things. And I mean, it can just get so utterly ridiculous when we see Sejigahara, whose way of trying to fight back is to use lots and lots of stationery. I'm not even kidding about that. Somehow she manages to feed stationery all over her clothes, hiding behind them, and pulls them out in like a split second just to threaten someone with it. It's just insane. I mean, come on. So, yeah, I'm playing with Blox Cutter right now, which I'll be using to open future unboxing videos, by the way, so yeah, I actually bought this from a store. But yeah, Sejigahara is one hell of a girl, and I can see why she's best girl. I'm sorry, you can fight me on all you want, but Sejigahara's best girl. And it's just, well, yeah. What else was I going on about? Oh yeah, the fantastical side of things. That's pretty damn great. I'm sorry about this being my first Monogatari vlog and just being so unscripted and all that, but that's how I kind of wanted to do this. I mean, I could do like just a full-fledged review and all that and just keep it so simple, but I don't feel like Monogatari really deserves that. It deserves something slightly better than that in me voicing my thoughts about it, because there's so much more going on in it. And while it took me a while to actually film this vlog from when I last finished Bakemonogatari, I know, because it's kind of hard for me to film stuff at home when people are around, so I have to wait till everyone's not here, and obviously there isn't anyone home right now, so I'm able to film it. And I just really wanted to voice my thoughts on it in such a war, sort of war fashion. It's not scripted or trying to done in such a format that's kind of just boring and that's been done before. It's something I need to do that's different. And I feel like the Monogatari Vlogs is my step on the way to that. So obviously, like, by the time I edit this, I'll be picturing like pictures of all the main characters I've listed off and certain scenes from it and all that. And maybe I'll just splice in some random split-second frames of text for you to try and pause and get annoyed over, because I'm a troll like that. And yeah, so yeah, let's end this vlog while I'm at it, because it's like 13 minutes now. So let's end it on the shaft head tilt, which I'll be doing plenty more of in the future, because sure, why not? And yeah, this hurts. So that's it for my Bakemonogatari installment of the Monogatari Vlogs. So join me next time when I'm doing Nise Monogatari, and then Bakemonogatari Black, and then the Monogatari second season, and then all the stuff after that, and join me for my other videos, and make sure you check out my articles on the Fighting for Nippon website that I'm doing with Doc Dazza and Jonas and Nick and everyone else, because I really love writing articles for that site. It's always so much fun, and I get to be on such the bottom of stuff, like say all the Netflix material, and I've written up like 2 really great articles I'm proud of, just discussing the legal streaming side of things. So yeah, go check those out, go check those people out too, because they're all awesome. And be sure to stay tuned for more of these Monogatari vlogs, more reviews, more vlogs or sketches or whatever else I can think of, because there's plenty more stuff coming. Because, hey, I'm on a wall, and I gotta do stuff like this. So, until next time guys, cheerio, and well... Araragi. I'm sorry, I fumbled there. You won't get it if you haven't watched the show, so I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, until next time guys.